How do you task switch and still maintain the flow state? This is what I'm going to be talking about in this video today.
Yeah. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumet Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today, I'm answering, I believe it was Josh Bailey's question on how to task switch and still maintain momentum, maintain flow state. A very good question, and in fact, this is the first time I've gotten a question like this, but I think that it's so valid. How to task switch effectively, right? The first thing you want to note is each task has a certain vibe, has a certain mindset, has a certain frame around it. So it's like asking yourself, how do I go from Hogwarts to Narnia, right? You're gonna have to take a little bit of a travel and an escape away from one world into another world. You do this through taking breaks, okay? Take a 30-minute break, meditate, stretch your body, go and get a cup of coffee, then come back and then do another task, okay? This mental break switch or repetitive non-taxing activity, which is called the MacGyver method, will get you and allow you to still maintain that flow state pocket. So let's say you tap in on one task, all right, you rest, you switch out of it, and then you have to start the struggle phase again. Let me do this task, let me end this task, or put a full stop or a bullet point or a bookmark on this task if I'm not complete with it, and let me start the other task. Now, a great way to get into this winning streak or this momentum is to understand how to effectively switch tasks. So let's say that you're reading a book and then you want to do some character work or character study, watch a movie or something, and take notes. This is what I do, right? I will finish that one chapter of the book. I will effectively use the energy and momentum of me finishing that chapter and incorporate it into the next task, okay? Now let's say that I don't want to do a character study. I'm not motivated enough to do character study after that. I will switch into something else to switch gears, and then I will be able to hop on that bandwagon a lot more easier, okay? That wavelength. Like, let's say you have to do some homework for school. It's like you feel this resistance against it. It's like, I don't want to do my reading and, you know. Okay, start doing tasks and stacking momentum, right? Do anything you're inspired to do. Listen to music, you know, go for a walk, whistling in the middle of the shower. Like, start doing these things, and then eventually you'll start to notice, once your vibration is high, once you're a lot more open, a lot more free with these activities, and you're in that momentum already, it's very effective to make that transition and make that flip into doing homework. You go for a walk, you stretch, you meditate, you take a quick shower, you journal, and then as you're journaling, you decide, hey, you know what? Doing my coursework right now wouldn't be so bad. Boom, that's the time to do it, okay? The other thing that I would definitely maintain is to keep different places for different tasks. Let's say you're doing a sales call, okay? You're doing a sales call. Keep your sales call in one particular location. Sometimes I'll go out into my balcony and I'll do sales calls. I'll use my room for actual creative work and things like this, or I'll use that desk over there to do certain tasks, and then my bed, which is on the floor, over here, and do certain tasks. Your brain is creating a location-based flow state. Okay, you're anchoring a location towards a specific task. So, oh, let me do my sales calls over here in this part of the room, and then let me go over there, and then let me do something else, right? My report over there. And then I'll move over here, and then I'll do something else, right? Now, of course, you don't want to have just a small room and then just, you know, use different aspects of the room, but even you just going to the kitchen will help, right? You changing locations will help, because your brain is used to one specific location for that task. Have you ever noticed when you go for a cup of coffee in Starbucks or something and you start getting momentum or work? Because you've changed your environment around. You're not in your room or this stuffy apartment or whatever, and you're there somewhere else and that somewhere else starts to stack and build up on itself. It starts to create new energies, new momentum, new freedom, new novelty, right? Novelty is a flow state trigger, so is pattern recognition. We are prescribing a location for your particular task, okay? Very, very useful stuff. And also, it's helpful to give yourself certain cues that remind you that you've got to do this task at this time. This is more about time management and effectively managing your time. Effectively, it takes like 15 to 25 minutes to get into flow again, okay? You want to at least give yourself that time to amp up into flow state if you want to give it to that particular task, right? Let's just say that you're working out, right? You have the energy from your workout and you're stacking it onto something else. It's always important to have task replacements, okay? So let's say that you miss your meditation. Can you do a breath work in the car, or a guided meditation when you're going for a walk, or even a breath work in the shower? Have certain plan B, C, D, E, F, G, right? Have certain other plans in case you miss out on certain tasks. This is really the amplification of your consciousness, right? As you become more mindful, it's going to be easier to stay focused on each task. Because we have such a low bar in terms of our own mindfulness, we get scattered, and we live in a generation where mindfulness is not the norm. It's not the norm. Emotional overwhelm, digital overload, overstimulation, this is the norm. Create more relaxation between task switching. As you relax more, you'll start to flow more, because you're not adding so much pressure that you're burning out. You're adding a little bit of pressure to maintain that momentum, right? That risk reward. I was watching a documentary with Spielberg. He said, actually, when I'm feeling super confident and super happy and positive about the movie, I don't really get into flow, right? He doesn't get into flow like that. He has to be in that neurotic, anxious state of oh my goodness, I don't know what to do next, but I gotta show everyone I'm the man, right? And as a director, you got to be the man, right? That is the role that you're playing. So that amped up frequency of being able to maintain that role strain, and also being able to top yourself yesterday or whatever it is, right? Creates that momentum for him. He uses his sympathetic response, his fight or flight. He uses that fight or flight and then relaxes himself through his own mechanisms as he does that. So that's how he kind of maintains his flow state, and this is what I've observed that a lot of people do. They use their fear and then they add restoration, relaxation, rejuvenation on top of that to balance out the parasympathetic and sympathetic response. This is the autonomic nervous system, right? So very powerful stuff today. Thank you for the question. I hope this helps you out. By the way, if you have any other questions based on this, feel free to comment down below or ask me personally, and I will evaluate whether it's worth making another video, or I can just, message you privately about it. But yeah, man, I hope this helped you out today. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you, and stay legendary. Let's get it today. Upward Spiral Gang. You already know. Hit that subscribe button. Boom.